This is Jonathan Agilov here for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted at last to be joined by Frank Warren, fourth show back after lockdown. Frank, how are you keeping?
I'm good, yeah. I'm, under the circumstances, very happy. We're getting some fights on. We've got a great show on Saturday here, and we're looking forward to seeing Carl back in action against late substitute Darren Trainer, who's very fit and really fancies his chances. We also got on there Michael Conlon and Sofiane Taku, who the British fans know. Michael Pick's now 13-0, and Sofiane has had 40 fights and won 35 of them. And his last fight obviously was in with a world champion and a very extremely good world champion in Josh Warrington. Then we've got Archie Sharp in with Jeff Offery. Again, good fight, and he's got it all to do, Archie. He comes through this, push up the rankings, and hopefully Carl comes through and Herring comes through and they fight each other. He could be the guy fighting the winner.
How would you assess the first three shows back? You've had title fights, young talent come through. Have you been happy?
What we set out to do, we did. Giving our young guys a job, difficult circumstances. No one knew what was going to happen, so we worked very hard to get it on. And get the medical side of it and so forth, and that's what we've done. And I thought the fights were extremely well received and they were good fights to watch.
Just running through the card quickly, as you mentioned, Carl Frampton late replacement. You've got Archie Sharp against Jeff Offery. Could this be the best one yet?
Well, it's got the biggest names. I mean that with the greatest respect, in as much that you've got a former world champion and who's the guy going to fight hopefully for his third world title fight this year, a different weight, first Irishman to, if he wins it, to do it. So, yeah, he's the biggest name out there, isn't he, at the moment? And we got, next show, we've got Daniel Dubois, so we're ratcheting it up every time. And we'll be announcing our two shows for September and two for October within the next week or so as well. So we're happy what we're doing, but if we could get the crowds back in, we'd even be happy. I'd be happy as Arsenal's team not winning the FA.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, Daniel Dubois, just coming on to that, Dubois-Joyce fight meant to be in October. How confident are you that still takes place with a crowd in October? Frank?
Well, we've got to see what happens, haven't we? We're all in no man's land. I mean, we could have planned to do a fight in Manchester, and we'd all be in trouble because they've locked down Manchester or Leicester. So who knows what's going to happen with this COVID? We're in very strange times and challenging times, and we've just got to move with the flow. Hopefully the crowds will be allowed in by then, but I can't guarantee that. I don't know. If I did know, I could probably earn a fortune on the stock market knowing what's happening. But no one knows what's going to happen. It's just we're all up in the air.
Frank, I do just want to touch on, obviously, last week, haven't spoken to you since the phone call with Eddie Hearn. Obviously, you mentioned a whole host of fights you want to do with him. Has there been any updates since then?
Yeah, I think I got a message back from him. I sent him a message, he sent me another one back, and he's obviously working on his shows. He said he's going away with his family, and we're going to meet early September. So that's when he went. I'm available to meet any time, but I don't care. As long as we get the meeting on, then we can discuss these things.
Is it a step forward in the right direction? I mean, a lot of those fights, Andrade Williams is ordered anyway. You mentioned sort of Zelfa Barrett, Archie Sharp. These are all sort of good steps for the fight fans.
I think they're good steps because it's our two respective companies can deliver to the fight fans some great fights between us. Deliver to the fans what they want, which is big fights. So what can be bad about that? The main thing is we're going to get our heads together and see if we can make it work.
Has there been any discussion how this would work in terms of what a co-promotion, broadcasting?
No, we're going in there with a blank piece of paper and see what we can do. And we're positive and going in there being positive and not negative.
Just touching away from that for a moment, obviously I do want to get an update, if you can, on Wilder Fury 3. Is there any update at all on when that might take place?
Tyson, I spoke to him this morning, he wants it this year. It's got to happen this year, it's got to happen. So by hook or by crook, we've got to make it happen. He's not going to wait till next year.
And obviously Bob Arum came out today and basically said that Dillian Whyte, that after that fight he'd like to make the Joshua Fury fight and that the mandatories shouldn't take precedent. Do you agree with that?
Of course I do. What do the fight fans want to see? I mean, let's be honest, the fight fans don't want to see any of these other fights. All they want to see is Tyson in the ring with Anthony Joshua. That's all the fight fans want. That's the fight. None of the others that they want to see. If we could get them on, that'd be the best situation. But unfortunately, the two fighters now have in COVID, and the two fighters have have contractual obligations. We get them out there and let's get the fight on. Tyson's not interested in Dillian Whyte. He's interested in AJ. That's one thing. Dillian Whyte, while he's waiting, fight Daniel Dubois. Because that's a great fight for the fans, isn't it? They're great heavyweight fights. You kid on the block against the guy who thinks he's the best. What a great fight in Britain and for all of us.
Last one, Frank. I do want to ask you about one fight that has been rescheduled, according to reports, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. What's your opinion on the fight in general? I know you obviously were in the ring with Mike Tyson back when he fought Lou Savarese in Hampden Park, but what's your opinion on the whole fight in general?
They're two old guys, they're going out to get a few quid, and it's an exhibition match. And provided, no one takes it too seriously, they don't get hurt, that's fine. I'm reading all the stuff about what they're going to do to each other, but it's an exhibition fight. That's what it is.
Any concerns at all with their age?
There's concerns. People that age shouldn't be in the ring fighting. Absolutely got concerns, but they're well over 21. It's their choice, and that's what they chose to do. I can't stop it, and there'll be people who want to watch it, but it is what it is.
Okay, Frank Warren, thank you very much for your time, and we'll look forward to Saturday night on BT Sport.